Hi there, time for more phonics. So today is phase 5, week 1, Wednesday, or lesson 3. And we're going to start our lesson today by thinking about the sounds that we were learning yesterday and the day before. I've got them here. This one, can you say it? That's right, A. And this one, what's this one? That's right, ow. So we've got A and ow. And we're going to play a game called Countdown. Okay, so how the countdown game works is I'm going to show you 5 words. Some of them are A words, some of them are ow words. And you need to get a timer or a stopwatch, or you could use the second hand on a clock. And you're going to see how many of the words you can read in 1 minute or in 20 seconds or in 3 minutes. It's up to you. You can choose how long, but we're going to see how many times you can read the words. Okay, so I'm going to show you the words in a minute. You can pause the video and then you have a go at seeing how many times you can read those words in the time you've given yourself. Okay, right. Are you ready? Ready? Steady, go. How did you do? How many times did you manage to read the words? Can you write down your score on a piece of paper or something that you've got to hand so that you can remember how well you did? Okay, done that? Great. So now we're going to do it again. And this time we're going to try and beat our score. So if you read 6 words in 30 seconds, let's see if you can read 7 or 8 or 9 even. Let's see how you do. Are you ready? Go. How did you do? Did you beat your score? So, one thing we're going to be doing today is looking at some tricky words. Now, tricky words are words that look different to other words that we sound out. Often when we're trying to write our words, we write down the sounds that we can hear. Now, with tricky words, the reason that they're tricky is because they don't look often like the sounds that we expect them to look like. It's quite difficult to explain, but I'm going to show you the 3 words that we're going to be doing today. Okay. Now, our 3 words today are O. Can you say it? O. And this one, there. And this one, people. I like that word. People. Now, why are these 3 words tricky words? Okay, so let's have a look at there. Now, I can hear 2 sounds in there, the, air. And when I look at the tricky word, get the lid off my pen, this th, I recognise that. But this is air, and it doesn't look like the air that we learnt when we were doing phase 3. It looks different. So that's what makes it a tricky word. It has a different grapheme to the one that we might expect, and one we don't see in very many words at all. So we just have to learn it so that we know that when we're writing there, we write it like this. So here's there, and I've drawn a sound button under the air that's the tricky bit. And then I've written part of the word again, but this time I've left the bit that we know, and I've just left out the tricky bit, because that's the bit we need to practice. That's the bit we need to train our brain to remember. So have a look here and have a look here. We're going to wipe it off again. And we're going to do something called look, say, cover, write, and check. So here's our word there. Look at the word and say it. There. Look at the word, say it again. There. And then we're going to cover it up. I'm going to cover it up with that piece of paper, and then I'm going to have a go at writing it underneath. So I'm going to start again. So here's my tricky word. Look at the word and say it. There. Look at the word, say it again. There. Now I'm going to cover it up and I'm going to write underneath there, trying to remember that tricky part of the word. When I've had a go, I'm going to check it. So I'm going to look at my word, check it with the word. Did I get it right? Yes. Have a go. So here's my next tricky word, people. Now, let's have a look. Not all of the word is tricky. So this bit I know. I'm expecting in the word people to hear a P at the beginning. And I'm expecting to hear a P in the middle. In fact, if I sound out people, P, E, P, O, let's have a look at the bits that are tricky. P, E, P, O. These are the two tricky bits in the word. The words that don't look like the sounds that we expect to see. That's what makes it a tricky word. So these are the bits that we have to try and remember when we're writing the word. So I'm going to write it again, this time putting the easy bits in and leaving the tricky bits out so that I can try and train my brain to remember the tricky bits. So I'm going to put them in. I need to remember that, and I need to remember that to write people. So, have I trained my brain? Let's see. Let's look at the word and say it. People. Look at the word, say it again. People. And I'm going to cover it up. And I'm going to write it. People. And now I'm going to check it. I'm going to look at my word and I'm going to check it with my first word. Did I get it right? Yes. People. One more practice. I'm going to write it one more time underneath. People. So, here's our last tricky word for today. Oh. Like, oh my goodness. Or, oh, how big you've grown. Now, this is the part of the word that I think is easy to remember. I'm expecting to hear that O sound, and this is one way that I know that we can write the sound O. But this is the tricky bit, because in fact, O is just one sound, isn't it? So in fact, I need to learn this whole tricky word all together. So there's two letters. I just need to remember that when I'm saying oh, like oh no, that it looks like this. So I'm going to go straight into look, say, cover, write, check with this one. Look at the word and say it. Oh. Look at the word and say it again. Oh. And then we're going to cover it up. And have a go at writing it. And then what's the last thing we need to do? Check it. So look at my word, check it with the other words. Did I get it right? Yes. Right, last job before it's time to go. I'm at the hub today and it's nearly time to go home, so I need to be really quick. If you listen carefully, you can hear they're hoovering and cleaning up in the room next door, so let's be speedy. The last little bit of our phonics lesson for today is I'm going to ask you to write a caption on your paper or on the carpet or on your little sister's back, if you can. And this caption is special because I've chosen a caption that has, well, it's got an A word in it and an OW word in it and some of our tricky words. Okay, so I'm going to read the caption to you, and then I want you to pause the video and have a go at writing it, and then I'll show you and we can compare and see if you got it right. So the caption is, do people play with their sprouts? Do people play with their sprouts? Do people play with their sprouts? Right. So I've got to be quick because it's nearly time for me to go home. So did you have a go at the caption? What was the caption? It was, do people play with their sprouts? So P A, play. And we've got out, sprouts, and that tricky word there. It was quite a task. So, looking at yours and checking with mine. There we go. How did you do? Did you remember the question mark at the end? Right, that's it for phonics today. Well done. So if you want to do a little bit of extra work that you can post on Dojo, have a go at maybe writing some sentences with our tricky words in, or carry on thinking about more ow and a words. Whatever you feel like you can do, upload it onto Dojo for more Dojo points, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.